Hey everyone, Chase here from the Cruiser Cult. It's been a minute since we've done a video, but happy to be back. And we're doing a first. We haven't done one of these before. We're doing a product review, and today we're going to be talking about replacing the old spring-actuated hood lifting system on the 60 series Land Cruisers with a really cool new gas strut kit that C2 Design has put out. And you might be asking yourself, why would I go through the trouble of replacing the spring actuated kit with a gas strut kit? Good question. The main benefit is just ease of operation. So, the FJ62 and HJ61 were the last models that got this spring actuated lifting system. And after that, the 80 series, 100 series, 200 series, and all, most modern vehicles use these gas struts. Because it makes opening the hood so much easier and it lifts it all the way up. You don't have to worry about the prop rod anymore. And a lot of these spring systems in our 60 series are getting really old and rusty and crusty, and they don't work as well anymore. So it's just a really nice way to make opening the hood and operating it way easier. And as we all work on these 60 series Land Cruisers, we open the hood a lot to do a lot of projects. So yeah, let's get into the kit. I'll show you what it contains and give you some tips on the install. All right, so let's get a quick visual of the kit. When you order the hood strut kit, this is what it looks like. Everything is really nice, high quality. It looks really well thought out and built. Everything I would expect from C2 Design. Their work is impeccable. One thing I really appreciate is that all the hardware it comes with is OEM style. The heads are OEM style. It's nicely plated. And it's 10 and 12 millimeters. There's no weird 13 millimeter bolts here. It's perfect. It comes with a standard shock set, and if you have a heavier hood system, like if your hood has a thick sound deadener liner, you can up the strut size to 150 pound struts if you need to at the time of order. And in addition to 10 millimeter and 12 millimeter socket or end wrenches, you'll actually want to get just a stick and like a microfiber rag that you could wrap around it, and we'll get into why you need this little device as well to install this beautiful kit. All right, let's go put it on. All right, so first things first, before we start taking parts off and putting parts on, and before you especially start loosening the hood hinge bolts here, they have a lot of built-in movement because you need to tweak the hood to get a perfect alignment. And if your hood has nice gaps and it aligns really well with your truck, you'll definitely want to make sure that you have this bracket mount up just like it was before the hood. And so what I did was use some water-based paint pen here and did some marks that I could match up later to make sure I got perfect alignment when I took this all off and put it back on again with the gas struts. So make sure you mark however you want the hinge and the hood, and make sure you can get it back to that alignment that you liked before. If your hood is out of alignment, then this is a good opportunity to, of course, align it how you want it and get it just right this time. But if you like how it is, definitely mark it. And next is this tool that I just mentioned, the stick with the rag. It's useful because you can slide it under the hood here in that gap right there, and it'll keep the hood from falling back against the cowl. So it'll support the hood when you loosen these bolts to install the bracket. So yeah, again, pretty simple tool, but highly effective. All right, let's install the components. All right, so here we have the kit installed. Order operations would be to take the OEM spring assist off, and then you go ahead and install the brackets as shown. Now, it's actually a really nice kit. It was super easy to install. There are a couple caveats that people should be aware of. First, the mounting bolts here on the cowl. My OEM seam sealer is pretty thick, so taking the original bolts off, some of them, the washers were actually behind a little bit, behind this really thick globbed on seam sealer. So I had to kind of very carefully free the washer from behind it. So you might have to cut a little bit of the thick sealant away. And as you bolt this down, though, it kind of smashes the sealant and seals it all again. But just to be aware, you might have to actually carve a little bit of the OEM seam sealant away. Second caveat here is the way this bracket mounts. They actually come with a little rubber pad to help buffer the interface, but there is still some metal to metal contact right here. I'll be adding a little extra rubber pad there to help pull that away so it's not metal on metal around the hood. But other than that, yeah, super simple install. Nice included hardware, bolts on super easy. I used the match marks to make sure that everything was perfectly aligned, and the hood stays fully open, no prop rod. Fantastic. All right, so that about wraps it up for this install video of our awesome new C2 design hood strut gas strut system for the 60 series Land Cruisers. I hope everyone enjoyed it, found this install video helpful. Pay attention to the tips on the install. It's super easy, but just a couple minor things to pay attention to. So yeah, get a hold of C2 Design here on Instagram or I Hate Mud, and they can hook you up with an awesome kit. Cheers, everyone.